started then. Have we already hit that record button? Yep. All right. Perfect. Well, hello everyone. My name is Amber Dedekind. I am a district sales manager for the TTC touring brands. And I'm really excited to get to talk to talk about social media today. Just because I think we've learned over the last few years of the pandemic and not being able to really actually connect with people in person that our technology options are a really great way to connect with our people, not only on a personal level, but also on a professional level. And so again, my name is Amber. I actually started in the travel industry as a AAA travel agent. So I was an agent for a few years before I moved into this role with the Travel Corporation, just to give you a little bit of the background on me and who I am. One of my first international trips actually was to Ireland, and I didn't learn until I got this job that my trip to Ireland was actually a Brendan Vacations, which, as you all know, is a part of one of the brands that I represent. So I really love the Travel Corporation, and I love its focus on supporting agents coming from all angles. And that includes, doing some social media trainings and to help you grow your business. Now, in case you're not already utilizing social media for your business, let's talk about some of the benefits of social media. And number one is really to expand your outreach and create new channels for your leads. Because, you can't be everywhere all the time, reaching out to people and talking to people constantly. Social media gives you a really great way and a great platform to be able to put content out there, interact with a lot of people at once, and communicate a lot of great information about what you can do as a travel agent for them. Social media also really allows us to keep our audience engaged. And so maybe you did do that one-off booking for the family to Italy, but maybe now they follow you on Facebook and you are continually posting travel inspiration. You're posting beautiful destinations that just only reminds them that, hey, that was a fantastic vacation that was planned by you. Let's go back to that travel agent. And then lastly, utilizing social media really allows for guests to or for your clients to even start that conversation with you. Maybe you post about a promotion, maybe you post about a destination, and it clicks with them that, oh, I've been thinking about going to Iceland, and my travel agent Amber just posted about that, and maybe I should contact her to see what she can do for me. So I think that social media just gives us that wide net. It's free, which is the best kind of marketing out there. And it really helps with that word of mouth business, because on social media, people can invite, their friends and family to your own page to experience, what you're posting and getting to know you. Now, as we get started in social media, one of the things that I think is really important in building your brand, if you will, is your online personality. And one mistake that I often see travel agents make is that their page is just completely, promotion after promotion after promotion. And that's not really personalized. It's not really fun to look at. Me on social media, if all I'm seeing is promotions, I'm like, oh, get that off of there. And I'm, hiding it, or I'm unfollowing it, what have you. But the accounts where, I'm getting to learn a bit more about the people behind the business, I'm getting to know them, I'm getting to understand who they are and their personality, are the ones that I'm going to keep coming back to and I'm going to keep engaging with. And engagement is extremely important when it comes to social media, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But one thing I just always implore you with social media is to be personable. It doesn't need to be this super business professional page. You can be posting about your own travels. You can be posting about packing tips. You can post about, your travel snafus that might happen, and anything that allows people to get to know you better. They're only going to find that they like you, they want to know you, and they want to work with you. So really kind of bringing that ethos in is a really fantastic way to increase your reach and increase your engagement. And now let's talk about, because we have so many different social media platforms to choose from with what we are working with. And so, you do not have to be on all platforms, posting every single day for it to be a successful social media marketing plan or process. Now, because that would be very exhausting. I know it takes me about an hour to even just post on my personal Instagram page. And so we want to really look at what we're trying to communicate and who we're trying to communicate to when we're talking about our platforms. And, we have Instagram, and Instagram is not a very text heavy platform. It is really all about the visuals, about photos and videos. And also think about the clientele who is on Instagram. It's going to slightly skew younger. However, with Facebook and Instagram merging, we have a lot of kind of carryover between both platforms. Facebook is really great for those personal connections, and for a lot of different kinds of content. Facebook, you can do posts that have a lot of text on them to be able to maybe tell a story, communicate some details about a promotion or details about a destination. Facebook is also great because it has a few different avenues as far as how you can post. You can post on your own personal page, you can have a business page, and you can even have private groups that are maybe only for those really great clients who I want these people to be that first to know this promotion or whatnot. Twitter is great. However, I don't know if I would really recommend it for travel and for your business, because Twitter, you have to be able to communicate in 240 characters, which is harder than it sounds. And, people aren't often going on to Twitter to find out, what can I buy? What can I purchase? They're kind of looking for those quick, quippy jokes and some politics and news. And so Twitter is great, if you have extra time, but it might not be the best platform for you. TikTok is also a very interesting and a very new platform to use. However, TikTok takes an extreme amount of time and dedication. TikTok is going to skew on the younger side. However, it is very apparent that there are the younger millennial generation on TikTok. But because of the algorithm and how it works, you really have to be posting 1 to even maybe 2 times a day. And it's really a lot of that trying to go viral content, that quick, quippy video of, let me tell you the 5 top destinations that I've been to with a quick, 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 quick. And it's awesome for those 1 minute to 3 minute videos, but you have to do it in their specific platform. So it's a very interesting social media platform, but it is really up to you and your business if that is going to be the platform that you use. And then lastly, we do have LinkedIn, and LinkedIn is a bit more on the more professional side. However, I would say that this social media platform is more for you to connect with others in the industry and less so about selling. However, LinkedIn can be a great way to really show your expertise and who you are, because there are going to be those clients out there who, maybe you don't know personally, maybe they haven't been following you on Facebook very long, but they're going to maybe head to your LinkedIn and say, all right, how long has this person been in business? Maybe let's see who they are and what they do. And so LinkedIn is a great opportunity to show people that you are the expert in this field and you're the expert in what you are talking about in these destinations and the companies that you are actually booking. Now, with all of these social media platforms, you have a choice really of a public versus a private account. And I do recommend for your business to have a public account. This is not the account that you're posting your funny videos, your memories with your families, your political posts or articles or anything like that. This is going to be the account that you are just showcasing your travel expertise, what you can book, where you can go with you as a travel agent, your promotions, and then also that online personality as well. So I really do think that public is going to be the best way to reach a wider audience. Because if you're on private, people cannot share your posts. They can't send it to someone if they say, hey, look, they just posted this really great Trafalgar promotion. Do you want to do it? They can't share that because if it's private. However, with our private options, Facebook provides a really cool way to kind of have an exclusivity within a wider social media, because Facebook does offer private groups that you can actually make. That can be for your top clients, or maybe that could even be for your clients who are only interested in land vacations. They don't want to know anything about your cruises. Or maybe this is the audience, maybe you have a separate group for those people who only want to know about your cruises and don't really want to know about land. That really helps you focus your marketing and what you're actually posting about if you have a few different private groups, maybe. Great options there. Now, with our accounts, personal versus professional, and I think that the best way to really look at this is having a great mix of both. Because not only do we want to show people that, yes, we are the experts, we are professional, we are ready to assist you, and we know what we're doing and what we're talking about, and you can trust me as a travel agent, but they also want to know a bit about your personality, right? And so while we want to stay professional, we also want to show them that, working in travel, we have a fun job and we can showcase that, hey, I have been to these destinations. Let me share a bit about my past trips. Let me share a bit about my packing tips or things like that, right? And so having a really good balance of the two is really going to help you and your social media accounts grow as well. And now we do have a few different accounts, and I want to kind of give you a few tools that you can look to for what does good look like, and even some content for that you can share. And so on the screen, I do have a couple different travel directors you can follow. I have a few different district sales managers you can follow. I'm there on the right hand side pointing to a Harry Potter filming location at the Cliffs of Moher. I was so excited. That was that Brendan Vacations trip that I was talking about earlier. And so these are just some accounts that if you are looking for inspiration on what to post, or even if you want to have content that you can reshare, these are some good ones, especially from our travel directors. They are cream of the crop on what they're posting, and they're really showing you, those destinations. And so I think that's a great option. Now, one of the ways that we're really going to grow our social media, in addition to, asking the clients who have booked with you, hey, like me on Facebook, please support me, leave me a review, because that's all going to continue to just build up who you are as an agent on your social media. But we also want to be posting things that are keeping people engaged. And so on Instagram, on Facebook, posts that have more engagement, interactions are always going to be better, and they're going to get boosted, and you're going to have more eyes on your content, therefore on business. And so there's a couple examples here. The first one is on Instagram. Instagram, you can do a static post, but you can also do Instagram stories or Instagram reels. And within your post, you can ask for engagement. And so an example here is, to do a poll, Italian pizza or Italian pasta. And then on an Instagram story, people can actually vote pizza or pasta. I am choosing pizza here. And you can even learn more about your audience utilizing things like the polls. There's quizzes. There are fill in the boxes even of like, you can say, where was your best vacation? And people can actually type in Italy, Morocco. You can even ask, where do you want to travel next? And maybe, 15 of the 40 people who responded all said Portugal. Now you know where to focus that marketing. And now I bet you in the next week or so, you should definitely be posting about Portugal if your audience has told you that is where they're shopping and looking for next. The next example here is going to be on Facebook, and asking people to share your content is a very interesting and unique way to expand your reach. And so, if you post just this beautiful video of maybe in the rolling hills of Tuscany, and it's a shareable content, people hitting share is only going to boost your engagement and get more eyes, because Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, even LinkedIn, they all utilize that algorithm. And so within that first kind of 10, 20, 30 minutes, if your post isn't getting interactions, if it's not getting likes or comments, it is typically not going to perform as well. And so those posts that do have more likes, more comments, more shares on them, more views, are typically me now coming onto Facebook. That is what I'm going to see first. So businesses posted, it had really good engagement. I'm coming on Facebook at 5 o'clock. My workday is done. I'm just scrolling mindlessly. And typically those posts that have more engagement are going to be the first ones that your average consumer and your average person on social media is going to see. And then asking them to comment, no matter what platform, open-ended questions, asking people where they want to go, asking people what they think about what you're posting, asking people even just silly questions of like, who's ready to get out of here? people will comment on that and they will engage with it. And while it seems superficial to really focus on that engagement, the ultimate goal is to get more eyes on your social media and to get more eyes on your business, right? And so that wide net that we have is only going to result in quotes, and it's going to result in sales, especially if you're pointing to always that book with me, reach out to me, ask me those questions, and I'm your expert and I can help you with that. Now, in speaking about engagement, we also have the power of hashtags. And hashtags have started out as, this kind of funny thing like hashtag on my way, hashtag where you at. They're very, very fun, but they're also really great ways to earn more engagement and get more eyes on your content. Because whenever you post something on Instagram, on Facebook, if you throw that hashtag on, what that hashtag is doing is once you click into it, now you can actually see all of the other content that people have posted on about that hashtag. And so there are people who scroll on those, or for me, for instance, on Instagram, I actually follow hashtag Trafalgar travel. And so now I actually see people's posts who I don't follow, I don't know, and I'm not friends with them, but I see them when they're actually on a Trafalgar trip. And so I've seen Mary, from North Carolina out in Italy on our trips when she posts hashtag Trafalgar travel. And so it's a great way to also kind of give a term to what you're actually posting about. And so utilizing those specific travel hashtags, travel themed hashtags, maybe global hashtags, destination ones, that's only going to just show Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn that, hey, this content is about travel. Show this content to other people who are passionate about travel. It is wild how the algorithm works that, I don't think I've ever actually been on social media searching for some of my other hobbies, but I still get that onto my For You page, onto my my news feed, because the algorithm essentially knows us better than we know ourselves, which helps us when it comes to trying to expand our business and reach new people, right? And now with posting, you can also really talk about trending topics and inspirational content as well. And, there are some really great places where you can find this. And I'm actually going to touch on that a bit later at the end of the presentation. And so I'm going to skip over this slide here. But now with our social media comes photography, imagery, and video. And one of the fastest ways that you can kind of drive down your engagement is not having those clear, crisp images. And so, really focusing on what we're posting. So those unique experiences. Reminder, like we we're at the Trevi Fountain, and I look at that picture and all I say is, oh, I wish I was there eating a gelato, maybe busting open a bottle of champagne. That image makes me want to be in Italy, and my first thought is, I wonder when my next trip to Italy is, right? And now the bigger picture, I'm looking at, this is the coast of Ireland, and showing those beautiful escapes and really just showing, again, look how beautiful this place is. Doesn't that make you want to go there? And so showing those landscapes, beautiful views, is only going to inspire people to just want to think about travel and constantly associate you and your business with this, oh, I want to travel and I'm going to travel soon. And then third, for our photography tips and tricks, the little details. Food is such a fantastic, inspirational-esque content to be posting on your social media. But the biggest thing here is that I don't care how delicious that plate of pasta is. If it doesn't photograph well, it shouldn't be on your social media. And as much of a bummer that is, I've had some favorite meals that I was not able to get perfect pictures of, great lighting or anything like that. But, those images really still need to be the purpose of inspiring other people and showing them what they can have in these different countries and in different destinations that you sell. And so having those clear, crisp images, bright colors, is really going to just help make your page look extra polished and also increase engagement, because the more someone really loves a photo, the more they're going to engage with it. And now I did want to talk about those fantastic posts and where to find them. And I'm going to switch over to my web browser here. I hope you can all see my screen. And so I'm going to show you a few different places of some posts where you can find them in regards to our brands. Just a reminder, TTC touring brands, we now cover all 7 brands, but I'm just going to kind of focus on a few here. And number one being our Travel Advisor Hub. TravelAdvisorHub.com is going to bring you to this page here that has Trafalgar, Brendan, Kentucky, and Cost Saver information here. And this is only for travel agents. And so if I were to click into the Trafalgar page, we actually have a whole marketing piece on our website. And so we do have marketing. We also have our best deals, but I clicked on marketing. I didn't actually click on 2022 travel sale. I clicked on marketing to get to this spot where we have our promotional information, and we do even have some tools for you. Not only do we have a digital PDF, but we even already have a social media story for you, a social media posts, consumer HTML emails. So this is a really great way if you're looking for promotional posts, where to find them and really to focus that marketing. Now, and reminder, you don't want to have your entire page just be promotions, right? Because if that's all your page is, A, it's not engaging, and B, me, the average person, if all is deal after deal after deal, when a really great deal that is going to work for me best comes along, I am most likely going to skip it because that's all I've seen from such and such account, right? And so we also want to have some of that travel inspiration posts as well. And so with Trafalgar, we do have the real word. You would actually get to this page by trafalgar.com/real word, pardon me. Or you can go to trafalgar.com and there's a button up at the top that says Get Inspired. And so maybe you've put together a group for New Zealand. They just opened. We're so excited. You can actually search for different destinations if you want to talk about Italy. And let's see how fast I know how to spell New Zealand. But you can actually search for destinations, pardon me, and you can really focus your marketing in that way. We also have a Brendan Vacations blog called The Gab. We have a Trafalgar YouTube page that's going to have just a ton of videos that really show off what we do at Trafalgar. And who we are. We also have this for Brendan Vacations. And then lastly, we do have for Kentucky, we have our 6-2 platform as well, if you're ever trying to target that younger demographic for Kentucky. But just some different options for you if you're trying to, shake up what you're actually posting and just to find new content to find. And I know a lot of companies have tools like this as well. Now, there is a dark side when it comes to social media. Pardon me. And that dark side are just some of those social media fails. And just to quickly go over a few of them. And number one is really to not share personal information, whether that is yours or whether that is a client's. Booking numbers, passenger names, trip dates are just all kind of no-nos to put on social media. One for security, but also for privacy as well. And then also knowing when to take a conversation offline. And this can get a little tricky, especially if you have people on your social media who are maybe, putting a comment on of like, hey, I haven't heard from you since yesterday. That can kind of come off negative. And there's kind of a fine line that we want to walk between being transparent with our customers, but also wanting to keep our pages positive. And so, if someone has complaints or they want to really get into a specific booking issue they've had, I would recommend to maybe respond to their comment publicly with, hi, such and such, I'm so sorry to hear about this. I'm going to research this and get back to you ASAP. I'm going to send you an email or a private message to publicly show that you're addressing those concerns, but then to have that conversation behind scenes, because we know that some of those issues are very nuanced. Oftentimes they're not your fault, they're not their fault, they're not anyone's fault, but we still want to show that we are ready and assisting our clients, of course. And with our posts, I always say you want to have a call to action and an opportunity to close the sale. And so whether that call to action is contact me, book now, see details, or even if it's like this post if you can't wait to go back to Italy, or put in the comments where your next travel destination is, some kind of call to action to encourage people to interact with your content. And then, of course, closing the sale. If you have a hot lead that is often engaging on your page, that is someone that you maybe want to pick up a phone call to and maybe do, just a quick call of like, hey, such and such, I just wanted to call and personally introduce myself. I saw that you're on my social media page, and I just want to let you know that I do full vacation planning, and to just have that really great conversation there. And so for time, I'm going to skip this pop quiz, but essentially, if you have a hot lead and they're asking, I want to book this Trafalgar tour that you have posted about the best of Ireland, I'm ready to go. Would you have them send you their information publicly, or would you ask them to send you an email or to maybe call them? And of course, we are not going to ask for those personal details in the comments. And we are going to try and talk to them offline. Awesome. Well, that's a lot of information about social media, but I would love if anyone has any questions, if they're in the chat, I'm going to open up here and check that out. But are there any questions? Please feel free to unmute yourself or throw them in the chat. I would love to be able to answer any of them.
And Amber, don't feel rushed. Even though I put a half an hour, don't feel like you have to confine it to that 30 minutes. You can continue on. If anybody has any questions or wants to come off of mute and ask her questions, now is the time. I think I took down notes. Even for my personal page, I took down notes on what you talked about. So come on, folks, let's ask some questions, because I know you're all trying to grow your business, and especially through social media, because that's where your clients' eyes are. No questions? Wow. You did such a great job, Amber.
Heck, I guess. I mean, just call it a day. No. Are there, if anyone is willing to come off mute, you don't have to turn your camera on, but are there any struggles that you're finding when you're utilizing social media? Is there anything we can maybe troubleshoot? If not, hey, I'm always available for, follow-up questions if you think of them in, the next week or the next month, or as you're, continuing to grow your social media accounts as well.
But I'm also curious how many of you, if you're willing to put on, are using social media to promote your travel business? Just type in a yes or no, because I would love to know how many of you are using it that are still on the call.
Hi, Connie, it's Carolyn.
Hi,
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hi, yes, I do. I do use it, but I must admit, I use my personal one, and then sometimes.
We can hear you.
Okay, good. I use my personal Facebook, and I'll say, hey, I just went on the Harmony. It was great. Can't wait to go again, or going to Alaska. But then sometimes I don't forget, but time-wise, I don't put it on my website or my Facebook for my business. So thank you for reminding me about that. That's even more important, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And that's a really great point, because it does sometimes work for, kind of mixing. And obviously, of course, that's your personal account that you are posting about your awesome vacation on as well. But I think that you get into kind of gray area if you're utilizing your personal as both your personal and your business, but it sounds like you also have a business account. And so I think that is a good opportunity. And one thing that could even save time, if you are not worried about that, your personal Facebook, is on your business Facebook, you could even just share directly from your personal account to your business account, not having to do 2 posts, just having to hit share. It would have your personal account's name and everything on it, but it would just save you time and having to post as well.
Yeah,
now,
good
Laura
point.
Nading,
Thank you.
Sorry, Carolyn, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but Laura Nading has a message here. I have a business Facebook page that was first made years ago and would like to change the name on the page. I don't know how.
Oh, I mean, I could probably help you with that. I don't know off the top of my head how to do it. For me, technology, I have to click around a bit. But I would be happy to help you with that too. I know a while ago, I had to change my name on, I don't know if it was like a business page on Facebook, but I ended up having to Google it because Facebook, I will tell you, is not always the easiest to use, even for me in my 20s. So that's not a struggle that just you have, Laura.
Yeah, well, great, Amber. Now I have a question.
Sure.
Now, if they're going to be posting a singular picture on their travels, do you recommend that they also share it to Instagram because you have that functionality in Facebook to have it, post automatically on Instagram?
Yeah, as you're starting out with social media, I do think that that is a great option. I will say that if you get to the point where you've had a little bit of growth and you really want to hone in on that, eventually I would say to kind of tailor your post to each different social media, because Instagram is going to be very image heavy. And another way that Instagram actually measures engagement is having multiple pictures on one post, and someone scrolling through them. That actually counts as engagement. And so I would say when you're posting those images, maybe try and get a few, at least 2 to 3 images on one post. And you can do that with Facebook and with Instagram. But that is a great, time saver option as you're getting started with social media as well.
Any other questions, folks? And Janice did say she's beginning to use in a small way, which is good. I mean, I think that social media engagement with your clients is tremendous. I mean, it's going to really help you grow your business. And if you've got Trafalgar or TTC offering you images that you can use, and especially if you've been on a Trafalgar tour and be able to share your experience, just like you did, Amber, with pointing to the Harry Potter, the Harry Potter image when you were in Ireland. What a cool thing to say. Oh, I went on a Trafalgar tour, or inside, or whatever you want to say, and use the image that they have, which is professional, because not always is your camera or your mobile phone taking a beautiful, crisp, clear shot.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And I would say, even as you're just starting out with your social media, I would recommend to have that, in your like email signature, or, however you really communicate with your clients, of just, having that link that says like me on Facebook, or, follow me on Instagram, or those different kind of icons in your signature. And then also, being a little bit bold to maybe ask some people who have already traveled with you, if they had a great experience, ask them, hey, my business is a lot of word of mouth. Would you be willing to maybe write me a post on my Facebook page talking about how great your trip was? Could you please maybe post on, like, if they even just post on their own Facebook page, anything about their trip, tag your Facebook page in their post. I have seen so many clients and travelers and guests do that, and people are happy to do that when they know their travel agent well, and especially when their travel agent is very open that, hey, my business, I'm trying to grow it, I'm word of mouth, your referral means so much to me. And social media is such an easy way for someone to post to their 300 friends that I'm having a grand time in Ireland while all of you guys are at home. I booked it through such and such. I booked it through Amber, and then if that tags to your business, that is huge. And that is just a great word of mouth essentially for marketing, but it's done through social media. And I have done that in the past, with LinkedIn. It's such a funky, conversation of, hey, can you maybe endorse me on Instagram? Can you maybe, write this review on Facebook? It would really help my business a ton so that I can continue to serve you and book your vacations and make them better than you thought they could be.
Now, Amber, one thing you didn't mention is YouTube. Do you recommend them, especially when they're traveling, do a quick video and uploading it to YouTube so they can share it with their clients, or using Facebook Live? Is there a recommendation on that?
Yeah, so Facebook Live, I think, is a really cool tool, especially when it actually stays on your profile after. And so, if you're in a destination, maybe you're just like my coworker, they're traveling around Dubrovnik together on their Trafalgar trip right now. And she pulled up on live and she actually just showed, King's Landing from Game of Thrones. And she did do that. She did it for just a few minutes and it was great. I think the video got like several hundred views, which is awesome. In regards to YouTube, YouTube is awesome and it is a great tool, but it's not one where, like Instagram or Facebook, where people are just constantly scrolling. And so I think that people find really great success with YouTube is when it's not just those quick, little videos of, oh, let me show you the Trevi Fountain, like a little panoramic or anything. I think people find success with YouTube where it's kind of they sit down, they talk about their experience, they use some photos and videos from their trip to really showcase it. And then they take that YouTube video and they'll post it to Facebook. They'll post it to LinkedIn. They'll post it to those platforms that really allow for that. And then people do end up getting great YouTube followings as well from that, especially if you're utilizing hashtags and tags on YouTube as well. YouTube is also a great way, if you do a virtual consumer event, which Trafalgar and the Travel Corporation absolutely offers. If you do a virtual event, you can, you can upload that to your YouTube after as a like, hey, we did this. Here's some great information on, Brendan Vacations, and you can still put that on Facebook or LinkedIn elsewhere as well. Or you can just have it so that, if someone comes into you and says, hey, I'm interested in Scotland, or I'm interested in Ireland, I don't quite know exactly what I want to do, you can say, oh, I have a great resource for you. We did this event, a few months ago. Go ahead and watch this and see if you're interested in these destinations or these activities that they've shown on this video.
And Amber, there's a few more in the chat. So if you want to read from Sally.
Oh, yeah. So I've heard from security folks that you should not post and say you are out of town and invites trouble. If that makes you feel more comfortable, yes, absolutely. I never recommend, saying, hey, I'm at this specific restaurant in Paris. But also if it's your business account, I would say that to maybe try and make those posts a bit more timeless, essentially. Instead of saying, I'm here right now, you could say, oh, and on this day, we went to the Louvre, and just, change your lingo if you wanted to. But I really think it's no problem if you were to wait until you got home. The Facebook Live is hard because you're live and you are showing where you are, but it also is your business account. And so, your business account should not have your home address. It shouldn't have any kind of personal information that someone, could quote unquote find you. It should really just have your contact information as far as, your agent email and your agent phone number, essentially. Yeah.
Good. All right. Any other questions? I love the engagement with you, Amber. I thank you so much. Any other questions?
And just a reminder, I did up at the top of the chat, I did put in our travel agents Facebook page. I help manage and run that. And then I also just put my own Facebook page, pardon me. I'm not as active on there the last few weeks just because, has it gotten busy around here? But I do often post, marketing materials or like folders of stuff like that. Like we have, along with other district sales managers as well, like our women only trips. Yeah, I have, I think like 5 or 6 different posts, images that you can copy and paste onto your own page. And so that's, I think, a great reason to be friends with me and my district sales manager coworkers, as well as because we're also posting additional marketing material and suggestions for you to put onto your own page, because I know social media is a pain and it takes time and it does take, thought and effort. And so if we can make that just a little bit easier for you, we're going to go ahead and do that.
Amber, there's one more question in there.
Yeah, so is it okay to repost what I post? Yes. So you can't just hit share on my page because my page is dedicated to only talking to travel agents. And so sometimes I talk about commissions, but like if I post an image, always feel free to click on that image and you can save it, you can copy and paste it, you can download that image, you can even screenshot it if you want, and you can put that on your own page, and you can even copy and paste like the text, as long as, you know, it's the audience intent is for your clients and not for me posting to my travel agents. But yes, please always feel free to share what I post.
Any other
Awesome.
questions or chats? Nope. Okay. Oh, there we go. You'll have to scroll up and you'll
let's see
see
if I
her Facebook, yeah, in the chat. You want to add it again at the bottom here, Amber?
I think that worked. Yeah.
Yep, there you go.
Perfect.
Yeah, so
And then the
you,
second one.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, what I was going to say is I will keep this open for a little bit so you guys can grab the, click on her Facebook and Trafalgar's or TTC's Facebook page. So I won't shut down this, this presentation until you've all gone, so you can continue to click on it. Okay. And as a reminder, it is being recorded, so I will share this and you can always kind of scroll back and look at it if you don't have time to click on it now. All right, Amber, this was amazing, Amber. I thank you so much. I learned a lot, and I'm very active on social media, and I think that most of you are also. So I really hope that you appreciated what she showed you and hope you learned something.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, everyone. So appreciate you joining today. And yeah, please feel free to reach out if you have any questions. But thank you, and have a good one.
Great. Well, thank you.
Bye.